Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here. Grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Back again for the video of the day. Guys, please subscribe, hit the like button. By all means, leave me a comment. We're getting a lot more comments. I love when you guys interact. It really means the world to me. I get back to everybody. And yeah, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here with us, the Sports Channel. All right, guys. I know I try to come up with topics and I kind of bounce around. Basically, as you guys all know, I kind of share my day and what's working. But you know what? Today we're talking about the big picture because I'm starting to see the big picture in my life, and I do want to make actually a quick announcement. I rewatched one of my videos from a couple days ago, and again, these are things I'm learning as we go, guys. When I was talking about opening my business bank account, I thought I could do so without having to pay the $500 fee to register with the state, and I was wrong. When I went to the bank, and this is just for anybody that's considering it, when you go into the bank to open a business account, they literally have an online registry with the state, and your name and everything has to match. So again, I went and I paid the $500. I'm doing it through LegalZoom because they'll do it for free. And keep in mind, they will also call you and try and sell you a billion services, and whatever. That's all part of life, right? But I'm trying to save myself as much money as I can, just because I don't like to pay other people to do things that I can, but I don't know how to file with the state. So I paid the state filing fee, and I'm waiting the whatever it is, 10 days or 2 weeks to get the business. And now I've got to reapply for a new employee identification number, which I was always told they only give you one. I have one, but it's tied to my old business, and I'm not going to take any chances where the other business got frozen. I'm not going to have anything linked with that, and I'm going to go get another employee identification number. So I may incur more fees on that, and if I do, it's like another $100, big deal. And that's the beauty of it today, guys. It's not an issue for me. And again, I never say anything, guys. I'm not balling, I'm not loaded, but I'm putting together a nice, solid foundation. I'm doing everything I do with my hand in God, and I'm doing everything as to the best of my ability, and I'm going out of my way to literally make myself the best version of me possible. And you guys hear me say that constantly because it is the most important thing that I'm doing. Everything that is happening in my life, which is amazing, guys. Literally, I'm amazed every single day. It just this rebuild, this recovery that I'm going through right now is like nothing I've ever experienced, and I call it supernatural constantly because literally it is supernatural. The results that I'm getting are nothing shy of mind blowing, and that's why I try and share a lot with you guys, and without putting other people's personal information out there or anybody involved with. Anyway, me, I'm an open book. It is what it is. I got nothing to hide, at this point. And honestly, that's the beauty of it, guys. With what and that used to be the furthest thing from the truth. I was so ashamed of myself, my life. And that's what I talk about, guys. When you make yourself the best version of yourself, you are allowed to let that stuff go. And you have to let that stuff go. You cannot climb to where you want to get to with an 800-pound gorilla on your back. I say that again. That's one of my favorite statements. But it's true, guys. And here's the thing. I'm here to egg, cheer any of you on. And I love when you guys reach out, and whether it's here or whether on the email when you need personal stuff, I answer everybody. I love to see people do well, right? And nothing makes me happier because I'm doing incredibly well. And again, some people will look at my life and be like, "What are you saying? It's a fucking nightmare." But you know what? From what I'm used to, and where things are going, it is literally the most encouraging thing that I stop and reflect, and a lot more often now because it's absolutely amazing to me what is going on. And the opportunities and the doorways that just keep getting open to me. And guys, and again, I don't like to be cocky. I have such a hard time promoting myself, but I use myself as an example because literally it works and it's what I know. And I'm sharing these things for you guys to apply to your life, and I really hope you do because guys, I wouldn't be on here putting it permanently online if I didn't know for a fact that it works. I'm literally walking proof that these things work. And the most important thing, and I talk about it all the time, attitude determining reality. What you put into it is what you get out of it. Like, you're literally, where your attention goes, the energy flows. And I challenge myself daily, going out of my way for looking for ways to be of service, whether it's a car broken down the side of the road, somebody looking like they're having a hard time, somebody that it's amazing to me how many people are reaching out to me saying, "Hey, I know so and so, they're having a hard time. Would you mind sharing what you're doing with them to see if you can encourage them?" That to me is the most honoring thing in my life today because literally I am suddenly, I've been the black sheep my entire life in every situation. I've always worked my ass off. I've always had an upbeat personality. I was always somebody that people liked, but nobody necessarily wanted to be tied to me. And people were terrified to even get in my vehicle with me because I was a menace. Whether whether I was smiling and being nice or not, I was just a menace to my own life and to everything around me, no matter how hard I worked, because I always had so much bullshit going on that I was trying to keep at bay. And that's why I share my lessons with you guys. It is so important to get in front of the shit, let it go, stop it. Whether it's drug addiction, alcoholism, whether it's being oppressed by somebody, whatever it is negative that's affecting your life, you have to understand that you have the power to let it go, to get away from it. And then as you start, man, if you want things to get better, you literally have got to be able to let go of the baggage. Heal however you need to. It's why I'm a big proponent of therapy and support groups and personal development. As you guys know, I do Tony Robbins seminars. I do hypnotherapy with Dom the hypnotist. Like, I'm spending money, and guys, it's coming back to me tenfold. Like, one of the things I talked about in previous videos, I had a horrible relationship with money. I could make money, but I was one of those people that I never held on to a dime. I mean, and literally, guys, I was making $100,000 a year, and I couldn't fucking afford a sandwich. Like, it was terrible, and I would allow things into my life, and at that point, I was convinced that everybody else mattered, and I didn't. The most important thing that I did was made myself number one in my life. And the funny thing is, guys, so many other people are getting so much more out of it, because when you become that healed version of yourself that actually gives a shit about things other than your own, your own poison and your own demons or your own ball of mess or whatever you want to call it, I get out of my own way now. And it's funny, like I talk about all the time, I balance so many different things. I'm doing this channel, and I do research, so I have messages for this. I go out and literally live my life looking for opportunities to make a video about that night, and it's making me make a difference in other people's lives, and that is the most rewarding feeling in the world. The biggest gift that I've been given so far in this recovery is my sense of self-worth, and that's amazing to me. The only sense of self-worth I ever had is when I was working my balls off for making somebody else money because somebody relied on me, and it made me feel useful, and that's terrible. That is an absolutely self-deprecating feeling that nobody needs to do. When you heal yourself and figure out who you are. And again, I tell you to do it through prayer and meditation, because that's the path I've taken, and it's working incredibly well for me. But whatever your path, there's a million different ways to get there, but you got to do the work. You've got to understand that it all starts and ends with you. Like, I keep going back to this friend that I'm helping out, and, whether or not he's going to go to the hospital, I don't know. But regardless, it's starting to sink in, and they're willing to go to either school or the hospital or do something positive. And again, it's very frustrating at times when I know I'm being lied to, but I don't give up. I don't accept any bullshit. I put my boundaries up, and when it gets to be too deep, I literally throw my hands in the air and say, listen, it's on you. If you're going to go down this road, I can't fucking help you because you're not letting me help you, and I'm not going to stand here and shovel your shit for you if you're just going to keep adding to it. But as soon as you're willing to start doing something positive, I'm literally right here for you, and that goes for anybody out here. I don't expect anything in return other than it makes me happy. I like seeing people do well because I feel like I've been given such a gift from God. And that's why I'm so doubling down on the spirituality and the God thing. I don't mean to push God down anybody's throat. And again, I don't care if you want to call it spirit, universe, God, goddess, Buddha, Allah. It doesn't matter. It is the underlying magnetic resonance to the universe. I don't care if you want to call it Dharma, Karma, law of attraction, whatever. But you put your title on it. I call it God because it's easy for me, and it gives me something to give reverence back to. Because I say that all the time as well, guys. It is so important to be grateful for the blessings you have. It shows the universe that you're appreciating the energy it's giving you, and it sends more of it your way. And I'm literally walking proof of it, guys. The blessings are just multiplying in my life on a daily basis to a point that I'm constantly in awe. And here's the thing: I'm not standing back and resting on my laurels and saying, "Okay, I'm not gonna stay sober on yesterday's recovery." I'm going out and getting my recovery, and working my opportunities on a daily basis. And again, I'm a very high energy person, and who's got a lot of skills and's always worked hard. So it's coming at me unbelievably quick. I'll give you guys, and again, I throw myself out there for examples, guys, and I don't mean for it to come off as bragging. I'm trying to give you guys real life examples that you can apply in your life in any way, shape, or form, and I'm going to give you one now. I did a small job Friday morning. It was for a fairly regular customer. They had a leak on a boiler, and they asked me to come over and take a look. Okay, no problem, went over. Very easy repair. Now, I've got my business now. I've got to charge for service calls, and there's a minimum service fee, and it's, like I charge like $150 for coming out. And what I do is I will incorporate that into the repair, obviously. If I come out and I, do something for 5 minutes, I feel terrible charging $150, but I have to, like, because literally, I could get 15 of those calls all day, and if I'm charging $10, all of a sudden 8 hours go by and I made $60. It doesn't cover my gas, never mind my business, right? But what I will do is I will look around. In this particular case, this person it's a 6-family house, 6 apartments in the house, and each one has their own tankless boiler. And now all of them were down to 9 pounds. And again, I know you're not going to understand the technical specs, but I'm just using an example. At 8 pounds, they shut down. They like to run like 16, 17 pounds. Up to 22 is as high as you want to go, because when they heat up, they increase, and you don't want it to pop the relief. Anyway, I noticed they were all down to 9 pounds, 9.1, 9.2, and over time they lose pressure. That's why a yearly maintenance is required on the older ones. The new ones have an auto feed; they'll boost the pressures up, but the older ones do not. So I reached out to the customer. I let them know that I repaired the leak, and I also took the time to boost the pressures up in all of the machines, so at least I know they will not shut down. But I also let them know that they're all well overdue for yearly maintenance. That's why the pressure's as low as they are. And with these high efficiency tankless boilers, it's incredibly important to maintain them, because they got these little really, really tiny waterways, and if they get filled with calcium, they'll clog, and then they'll melt, and you'll have a leak, and now you're talking $9,000, right? Instead of a $250 maintenance. And I let them know. I said, if you guys want me to do it, I'm more than happy to. I'm not pushing it down your throat. I'm just letting you guys know. These people own some upwards of 100 apartments. I know they're going to want to do it, whether they have me do it or somebody else, and then I assume, anyway, we'll get there. So I let them know, and I said, listen, being that there's 6 boilers at the property, I typically charge $250, but if you want to do them, I'll do them for $200 a piece. And sure enough, this morning I get the message, hey, thank you so much. They paid me for the job I did on Friday, and said it'd be great if you can come back Monday and do that. We'd appreciate it. So now Monday morning I'm going to go over there. Right now, being that there's 6 of them in one location, I can basically do 2 at a time, and they take about 45 minutes apiece. So in 2.5, 3 hours, I'm going to make $1,200, and they're thrilled. I literally saved them money. But because I'm promoting myself, and I'm promoting it honestly, I'm not stopping anybody's down. I'm not doing anything that's not literally required by the, recommended and required by the manufacturer. And whoever was doing the work previously clearly had not, because it's not been done, and they're literally about to shut down, and then there's a service call for each time, and I'm getting in front of that, and customers appreciate that. They know I'm looking out for them, and I'm not trying to jam it down their throat. But again, it's going to be an incredible. I'm already set up Monday morning. I'm going to be $1,200 ahead of the game before noontime. And this is the things that are happening on a regular basis in my life. Like, I'm winning things online, anything I sign up for, and it's because of the energy that I'm putting forth is making me a magnet for miracles. And again, it's nothing earth-shattering. I'm not winning a Powerball yet. We'll see what happens, right? But no, and again, I'm not looking for anything, get-rich-quick scheme. What I'm doing is trying to build a life that is worth living, and the results are starting to come in, and guys, it is absolutely amazing, and you can do this. Your attitude is huge, guys. You've got to literally make yourself that person that you can sit with and not have to have external stimuli to make yourself happy. When you can sit with your own thoughts and actually enjoy where you're going, you're on the right track. And then you bring that person out into society. You look for ways to get out of your own way. You look for ways to be of service to other people. And whatever industry you're in, you stand out. And that's the key, guys. I've said it before. I'll continue to say it. I make sure that I stand out in every room that I walk into, because you never know. You never know who you're standing beside, what they may be able to do for you. And again, it's not about a handout, but it's about opportunities to collaborate and build together. You never know who, and never mind even that. You never know when you go to be of service to somebody, when you go to be uplifting and help somebody. You never know what day they'd be having. They could literally be on their last leg and ready to throw in the towel, and then all of a sudden you do something nice, and you find out you made their day, you made their month, you made them start trying again and working. Like, you never know the power you have to uplift some of these days. We all have the power to crush people, but we also have that same power to uplift people. And when you do that, it literally is the most rewarding, and it just opens you up to avenues and you'd never see coming. When I started this little channel, I had no idea what was going to happen, but literally I can tell you this, I did not expect the results that I'm getting, and I'm not making money on the channel, I'm not selling anything here, but what it's doing is it's literally making me the best version of me that's ever walked this earth, and I'm loving my life. I mean, I love my life in ways I can't even begin to tell you, and it makes me want to help other people, and I'm starting to build. I literally didn't have anybody to talk. I didn't talk. I cut everybody out of my life that was worth talking to because I was embarrassed and ashamed of who I was back in the day. And so literally, it was customers that I was lying to, or drug dealers that I was giving my entire fucking life savings to, that I dealt with on a daily basis. And now I'm building a community here and out in the real world, and people are reaching out. I'm having multiple conversations and getting to know a lot more people, and even people that I used to know, getting to know them in a way that I never did before, and they're getting to know the real me that I'm getting to know, and that's the biggest blessing going, guys. Life is amazing, and it will return what you put forth. So you've got to be that best version of yourself. And if you do, and you go out of your way and you try and help as many other people as you can in any way that you can, every one of us is possible, has the ability to help somebody else around us. If you open your eyes and look around, there's so much suffering and so many people that need help out here. There's always a way that you can reach out and help somebody without it costing you anything if you don't have any extra to give. I don't have a lot of, I mean, I'm starting to put money together, but again, I don't own property yet. I don't own, I don't own investment yet, so I got to save. But again, still, when I see somebody in need that's not clearly going to go use the money for drugs or alcohol, I'll buy somebody lunch, I'll offer food, I'll offer a couple dollars to somebody standing in an intersection. It's about the energy. Again, I know that half the time they're probably, collecting the money to get drugs. I can't necessarily control that. I try to give it as a positive way as possible, but regardless, I still give. Because at one point in time, I was that guy. I never stood in the intersection, but I was out there hurting, right? A couple of times I stood out in front of a store and begged money for, and it was for dope. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. And I hated that because, again, especially back in those days, I looked pretty rough, and I was the last person anybody wanted to. I was the guy that put their head down and walked, 50 feet around to get away from. That's not the case today, guys. I'm looking forward to my next dentist appointment in 2 weeks. I'll be that much closer to having a new smile. That is that is kind of my, and again, I always say, and you guys will notice, I'm not waiting on that to make me happy. And what point I was going to wait to get that done before I started this channel. Had I done that, I still wouldn't have started this thing. And my life would still be blessed. I'd still be doing better than I had been prior. But this channel has literally become my world. It's becoming the most important thing next to my business. And I'm so incredibly glad that I made the determination to be happy and to start that now so that I could show you all the progression. And to all the new subscribers, if you guys want to see something funny, go back and watch a couple of my first videos. I just did the other day and I got a huge kick out of it. You can literally see the progression of where I've come. And again, I'm not anything to, I'm not, being cocky or conceited, but I've come so incredibly far. It is so incredibly encouraging. I'm so incredibly grateful. And go back and watch one of the early videos, man. What a difference in my comfort level. And that's the thing, you guys got to understand. I'm somebody that started this channel because I knew it needed to be done. And it was a download that I got from God. And I was told it was going to be important for my future. I was absolutely horrified. I was afraid to talk to people. I still talk with a lisp because I'm missing my teeth, and they're being replaced. It's going to take time. When I was in active addiction, I didn't follow it through, and I ended up with no teeth in my mouth 18 months, which is the most embarrassing and discouraging thing in the world. But again, I've accepted it as part of the circumstances, and I've refused to let that hold me back. So I got online here, and I'm telling you, when I tell you I had a paralyzing fear of public speaking, I mean that to the T. But you know what? I was told I needed to do it. It was a download that I got, so I did. I was willing to step out of my comfort zone and take the leap of faith. And that's what I do all the time, is I take leaps of faith. And guys, wow. Literally, guys, I love my life. And when I start to talk about it, I'm almost going to get tears in my eyes, because literally I'm so incredibly grateful for every opportunity, everything that's happened in my life. And that's why I'm sharing with you guys, and I urge you guys to reach out and let me know where you're at, and if there's anything you need. And guys, and if you're going through a hard time and you feel lonely, drop a comment. As you've seen, there are people in this community, and that's what I consider. This is our channel, not my channel. This is our community, and I'm fucking honored to be a part of it and to be here. And if you're having a hard time, literally drop a comment and watch how many people will leave you a comment encouraging you. And if it's something private you need help with, drop me an email. That's why I linked my email in the bio. And guys, just this is a beautiful thing, man. I'm so happy to have all of you here with this journey. I'm so encouraged with the with the way the channel has gone through the roof with the subscriptions and views and watch time, and I'm honored to be a part of this. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep working harder at it so I can have a better message and more to share. If you guys have anything you want from me, please, by all means, leave me a comment, leave me a question, leave me an email. But more than anything, thank you so much for being here with me. Remember, always, God loves you. I love you. If nobody else has told you that today, well, now I have, because everybody should hear that at least once a day. We are all deserving and worthy of love, regardless of your situation. And remember, you can change your situation regardless of what it is. God loves you. I love you. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.